Hello, everybody, and welcome to Local Edition. I'm your host, Ben McCain. Our guest is Dr. George Mannon, the Superintendent of Schools of the Torrance Unified School District. Dr. Mannon, welcome to Local Edition.
Well, thank you, Ben, for having me on the program.
You've got some really tough decisions to make in 2008 regarding education. We've been talking some time about the budget deficit in the state of California. Some people say between $10 and $14 billion. How will that affect the Torrance School District?
Well, unfortunately, it's going to affect us in a very negative way. We believe the actual budget deficit is about $14 billion in the state and increasing almost on a weekly basis based on the information that we have. Now, we have two types of funding. We have what's called the general fund, which is general revenue, and then categorical funding, which is specific dollars for specific programs. Unfortunately, the governor's program, proposed budget, will in fact cut both sides of the budget. On the general fund, it looks like our shortfall will be about $6 million for next year.
$6 million, does that mean you'll be cutting jobs, you'll be cutting different programs? How does it work?
I don't think there's any question now that what we are going to have to do is to have layoffs in the district. The district has cut and cut and cut through the years, and we've reached a point now where it is going to affect classrooms. We believe, and this is just an example, that if you, and we would not, but if you tried to look at that $6 million deficit, that it will probably be cuts in all areas, in teachers, in administrators, in classified, in services to students. That's on the general fund side.
Could you give us an example about services to students?
Yeah, if in fact we did exactly that, we would probably be raising class size. We probably would be reducing the number of classified folks who have direct services. The school district over the last year and a half has added 10 counselors. More than likely, some of those counselors are going to have to be laid off from that. So it's a difficult situation we're in, and the only way, according to what information we have now, and we must use the governor's proposed budget in all of our budget documentation, is that we will have to make cuts. And we're going to have to make those cuts because of deadlines that we're required to meet and noticing employees by March. So it's a very difficult period right now.
So how do you dig out of this? What do you do?
We have to dig out of it by being very conservative, by not saying that, oh, this really isn't a problem. It is a problem. We will have to move through. We'll have to make layoffs, which no one wants to make. No one wants to impact classrooms and students and what currently is going on in our classes and all of the great things that happen for kids on a day-to-day basis. But it is not going to be the same after these layoffs take place. For example, if in fact we tried to do $6 million just in teachers, that would be 100 teachers that we would lay off in the district. Obviously, that's not going to happen, but the number of teachers and administrators and classified folks is going to be a large number.
Now, I understand that you're looking at a bond issue.
We also are looking at a bond issue, which is a very separate issue. In California, bonds are for capital improvement. It is for renovation, remodeling, revitalization, building of schools. The district in 2006 had a bond measure before the public. We actually lost Measure T by about 300 votes in the community. That was very disappointing for that to happen because that measure did not pass. Hull Middle School had to be closed, and the students were transported and are being transported to the Levy Center right now. We need to get those kids back into their home community and rebuild Hull Middle School. Along with that, all of our campuses need renovation because they are all in about 50 years of age. So we look for a lot of support. We'll be talking about more of that during the next year.
Thank you very much, Dr. George Mannon. CNN Headline News will continue right after this.